everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be a new Will I Buy It. I post my Will I Buy It videos every single Wednesday where I'm chatting about some new makeup releases and launches, letting you know a little bit about them, and also talking over if I'm planning to pick them up or pass over them. And as always, I have a lot to chat about this week, so why don't we go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so before we jump into it, I'm sorry if my lip color looks completely crazy. I changed it 3 times, still not happy with it, but my lips were like, please stop scrubbing off lipsticks. This is getting crazy. But to chat about the first product here, I was getting a bunch of tags on this release from Black Moon Cosmetics. They're coming out with a new eyeshadow palette and it's called Orb of Light. And then in parentheses it says Full Moon. I'm looking at the Trend Mood 1 Instagram like I normally do, so I will have her Instagram linked to my description box down below. It says it is 8 matte eyeshadows and a design that opens to reveal a full moon. It has a hard shell plastic casing with a mirror and it's going to be $48. It'll be available February 9th on their website. So I'll have the best photo that I can insert it in here. And I will say that I'm not super familiar with Black Moon Cosmetics. I would love to know, I'd love getting feedback on brands that I haven't made a purchase from yet. So I'd love to know if anybody has purchased from Black Moon Cosmetics, like what would you recommend from them? Things like that, I would really love to know that. Packaging is really interesting. I will say that I think the packaging is very unique and I like the way that the shadows are kind of set up in there. I think that looks really cool. But I'm not sure, I guess for 8 shades for $48, I don't know, I guess I think that that's kind of pricey, but I do like the packaging, but I like the actual shades inside. I like the actual shade selections, if that makes any sense. Looking at the swatches, I feel like the swatches show me better than just the product packaging, but there looks to be like a really cool light pink in there and then almost kind of like a grayish taupe shade and then kind of this mustard yellow and these reds. Like, I'm actually intrigued by the actual shade selection in there. I think it looks pretty. I know it's only 8 shades and I know it's all matte, but I kind of like all matte palettes. That's what I tend to lean towards versus like all shimmer. So I like all matte palettes and I can get a lot of use out of them. So actually I was pretty interested in this one, to be honest. Just I liked the shade selection that they had in there and I'd be interested in trying out new brands. That's one thing that I definitely want to do, and I feel like I say that a lot though. Like, I want to try to branch out and I want to try out more brands. Now of course it's not going to be the best time for me to do that. We're still kind of in this like weird thing. I think it's been like 3 weeks now, but we're still kind of in our weird period of life where my husband lost his job about 3 weeks ago, so that definitely impacts my Will I Buy It videos because it's not quite as easy, and not saying it was easy for me before just to buy anything and everything, and I definitely did not do that, but especially right now it's just, you know, you're being a little bit stricter on what it is that you're buying across the board. But I feel like I was intrigued by this one, and maybe if we weren't going through it right now, I would consider purchasing it. I feel like the thing that's holding me back is that it's $48 and it's a brand I've never purchased from before, so I'm a little unsure of like how their shipping is, customer service. Like, I say that in videos quite a bit, but that's why I like to get feedback from others because I feel like it truly is really helpful. So if anybody has purchased from Black Moon Cosmetics, please leave your feedback down below. Let me know if you're interested in this one, but I have to say, I think it's a little bit pricey, which is kind of a bummer, but the shades inside and the packaging, it did catch my attention. So that's kind of where I'm at with the Black Moon Cosmetics. It definitely intrigued me. I'm not gonna get it right now, but it had my interest for sure. I also feel like I'm like hella squinting because it is so bright outside. It is snowing so hard right now, and we already have, I mean, I'm not a weatherman, but we have like 3 inches probably outside and it's still coming down. I'm like, ugh, why? But moving on, I have a collection here from SugarPill. This is the SugarPill Little Twin Stars Pro Makeup Collection. It says it's limited edition. It's already out. It released on February 1st. Let's see, it says there is a liquid lipstick duo for $36, also an eyeshadow palette for $38. Looks like that has 6 different shades. Or you can get the complete collection, which is $79, and it also does include a makeup bag. It says it'll be available on the SugarPill website and also on Beautylish. If things are still in stock, I will of course have them linked down below in my description box. So I'm not super familiar with SugarPill. I haven't made a purchase from them, but I feel like every once in a while I hear their name thrown out there, thrown in there somewhere. So again, this is another one that I want to know some feedback. Let me know. You guys know I read all the comments. I respond to, I'm going to say like 98% of the comments, probably 99% of the comments. I try to respond to, as long as they're like nice and, you know, not really mean, I'll respond to them. I'd like to know. I feel like that's helpful for me, and I'm sure other people reading the comments, you know, that probably helps them out as well. I'm not going to get these. The Liquid Lipstick Duo for $36. That doesn't interest me enough right now, and you know, I'm trying to be like real good with my makeup collection and being happy with what I have, you know, all that fun stuff that we have such a hard time doing as makeup lovers. So I'm gonna pass over those. 36, you know, kind of pricey. The eyeshadow palette for 38. I will say that it caught my attention. I feel like the shades inside look pretty unique, so I thought that was fun. But I've been seeing some people say that like the pastel colors from SugarPill aren't that good. I want to say my friend Angelica, she does a series like this as well, and I think she was just talking about it fairly recently, and she said she didn't like a palette, and then I think I saw Makeup Struggles comment and say the pastels from SugarPill are not as good, but like the regular like matte shades are better or something like that. So kind of the feedback I was seeing, and then seeing other people respond, and then some comments on Instagram and stuff, people are saying that they don't feel like those shades from SugarPill are quite the best. So when I see things like that, I'm like, okay, I can pass over it then. $38 for 6 shades does seem a little bit more pricey, and while I feel like the shades are intriguing, it's definitely not like my comfort zone. So to purchase something a little bit more expensive from a brand that I'm a little bit unknown with, maybe not the best decision as of right now. So I feel like I could actually pass over it fairly easily, but I will say that it caught my attention. But when I started looking more into it and hearing other people talk about it, I was like, oh, okay, I can talk myself out of it. So I did. But that's kind of what I think about the SugarPill and Little Twin Stars. And also, I'm not really sure what Little Twin Stars is, to be completely honest with you. I don't know what that is. I thought maybe there was something I could click on, but I'm not really sure what Little Twin Stars is. So if you guys know, you can let me know in the comments. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pass over that one. It's limited edition, you know, all that stuff that I'm like try to think really hard on before I make a purchase. But I'm gonna go ahead and say no to this one. But I'd love to know, did you already pick something up from this collection, or are you planning on doing it and you're super pumped about it? I would like to know. Alrighty, so I have 2 different new releases from Anastasia Beverly Hills to chat about. So Anastasia is releasing some new powder bronzers. Says they're gonna have 6 different shades, and each bronzer is going to be $28. Says it'll be available February 20th on their websites and starting in stores March 6th at like Sephora, Ulta, and Macy's. So I have to say that I'm super interested in these, and when I saw Anastasia was coming out with them, I was like, why do I want you so bad? I really love bronzers. It's something that I very rarely skip in my makeup application. I just love the way that bronzing looks on me personally. And so I'm pretty interested in these. $28 for one bronzer is a lot of money though, so I feel like if I were to get this one, I would purchase it from either Sephora or Ulta and be able to use my points, or I still have some money on a Sephora gift card. Like, it would be like one of those things where it'd be like a budget buy somehow, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to pay the full $28 for the bronzer, if that makes sense, but if I had points I could cash in, or a gift card, or there's a really good deal, or 20% off, or Ebates has a big kickback, something along those lines, I feel like I would purchase the bronzer because it did have me pretty excited. I don't even know why it is, but I liked the packaging. I thought that looked pretty, and I was just, I don't know, I was just into these. Sometimes I don't know how to explain certain things, like you're either into something or you're not, and I was just into these. But then the other item that Anastasia is releasing soon is a new highlighter. This is in collaboration with Amrezy, and it looks freaking gorgeous. Let me find the photo. Okay, so this is going to be their second collaboration, and this is called Golden Sand Dunes, and it is going to be $28, and it says it'll be available February 14th on the website and then March in other stores. This looks gorgeous. I just watched Kathleen Lights. She did a video with it and she applied it, and it looked absolutely beautiful. I'm so into this. Once again, I mean, $28 for one highlight, we're talking a little bit more money. And again, it's gonna be the same thing. Like, I'm somehow gonna try to get a deal on this highlight, but it looks really, really gorgeous. I'll say that I'm not super familiar with Amrezy. Like, her name is familiar to me, and I know, like, I've seen her in different places. I know that she's collabed with Anastasia in the past. Like, I've seen her name pop up, but she's not necessarily an influencer. Like, you know, there's just sometimes with beauty bloggers or influencers who, if they do a collab, you're like, I have to have that. I have to have that because they're one of my favorites. They're one of my top 5s. Like, I just want to support that kind of thing. Sometimes that definitely gives me a pull to buy something that's a collaboration. In this instance, that's not necessarily the case, but I still think this looks absolutely beautiful. beautiful. I think the packaging looks beautiful. I think the highlight itself looks beautiful. The swatches I've seen, seeing it on people, everything has looked really, really gorgeous. So once again, it's just that $28 is a little bit high for me, but if I can get some sort of discount deal or something worked out there, I do think that I would purchase it because it looked really gorgeous. So both the bronzer and the highlight, the new releases from Anastasia, both of those are calling my name. Alrighty, and then the last item that I want to talk about is something that I just saw today, and the tags started coming in, and I was like, all right, I had something else planned for today's video, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk about a new mini eyeshadow palette from Urban Decay. This is the Naked Petite Heat eyeshadow palette. Oh boy. It is going to have 6 shades inspired by the Naked Heat palette. 5 are going to be mattes and 1 is a demi matte. There will be a mirror and it's going to be $29. Will be available February 22nd. I was getting some tags on it and some funny looking emojis on it because if you do not know, I actually really did not like the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette and I was so bummed about it. I purchased it myself right away. I was so excited for it and unfortunately I ended up returning it. I did not like it at all. I love Urban Decay, one of my favorite brands. I wear so much from them. I say really good things about a lot of their other products, but that was one that just did not work for me and I was super bummed about it. So when I saw the Petite Heat coming out, I was like, no, I'm not gonna get this one. $29 for 6 shades. I mean, it looks cute. It looks like a cute little travel palette that you could take with you, and these shades inside are like my shades, my tones. I love the warm tones. That's why I bought the Naked Heat in the first place. But it just was not my favorite. I will say that I've tried the Naked Smoky palette from Urban Decay. I did get that one as a gift and I do still have it and I think it's just okay. Like I just think the Naked formula for some reason with Urban Decay is just not my favorite. I've been trying out the Kristen Leanne collection and the 2 eyeshadow palettes in that collab I feel like are just hot fire. I love them. I think they're fantastic. But for some reason, the Naked Smoky and then the Naked Heat just really did nothing for me. So I would not, like, I was very easily able to say, like, no, I'm going to go ahead and skip over this one because I just didn't love it. And I know a lot of people loved that palette and still do love that palette, which is so fantastic. That's amazing when things work out for you. I want everything to work out for me too. And I get really sad when things don't. But no, I'm not going to purchase this one, but I'd love to know, were you so excited when you saw it? Maybe you wanted to purchase the Naked Heat, but now that a mini's coming out. So I'm that person who doesn't mind buying minis, whether it's lipsticks, skincare minis, like I don't care. I would love to save some money and get a mini. I actually mentioned, this is kind of random, but in my makeup haul I purchased a mini of the Smashbox Primerizer Foundation, and people actually said that it's a better purchase if you did like cost per ounce or something like that of product. It actually ended up being cheaper than the full size or something like that, and I was like, you go girl. I did not know that when I bought it, but I was pretty proud when I saw that. But especially when it comes to makeup and certain products, there's just no way you can get through everything. So it's like, why not purchase a mini, save a little bit of money and see if you can actually go through something. Probably if you have the original Naked Heat, you probably don't need this one. For me, I feel like I don't mind the way that Urban Decay is doing this palette because I feel like they're not just, I don't know, I feel like there's no trickery there. Like they're saying this is a mini of the Naked Heat palette, and I like that because sometimes I see brands like coming out with a new palette, but it's just shades from their other palettes shoved into one palette, but they're like, this is a new palette, and you're like, well, is it though? I don't know, because I mean, I've fallen prey to that. I have fallen prey to that, and it doesn't make me super happy. So I like being a little bit more upfront and transparent about things. So I guess that's why I don't mind the looks of this mini. It does say the shades, I believe they're different shades. It says it's inspired by the Naked Heat palette, but the shades are different. But I mean, they look pretty similar to what I recall being in the Naked Heat, but I don't know. I thought it was interesting, but it's not going to be for me because I didn't enjoy the original palette. But I would love to know, are you so excited about the mini? You want it in addition to the full size, or maybe you want the full size, but it was a bit out of your price range, but now you can try the mini out. I don't know. Let me know what you think about the Naked Petite Heat palette from Urban Decay. Okay, so that is going to do it for this week's Will I Buy It video. I really hope that you enjoyed this video or found it entertaining or helpful in some way. Thank you guys so much for the continued support. I just want to throw that out again. Thank you so much for the continued support right now. I appreciate it so much. And I know the Will I Buy It videos have a bit of a different vibe to them right now, but I appreciate you guys so much and all of the kind comments. It's been absolutely amazing these past couple weeks here. There's been so much light and good that's come out of a bad situation, and you guys are a really big part of it. So thank you guys so much. But as always, if you guys did enjoy this video, I hope that you will give it a thumbs up. I hope that you will also consider subscribing before you go, and I will catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.